Alright, we've got some fun stuff today. This is another timeless build that we're looking into today. And this is going to be Natural Order Elves. This is a build that comes out of another Eternal format in Modern. And this is a deck that basically just tries to get a bunch of tiny little creatures onto the battlefield before natural ordering one of them into something big. Historically, it's been Craterhoof. Sometimes they're doing Atraxa nowadays. But in this deck, we're going to be going for the classic Craterhoof kill, which has just been a pretty fun way to end people in Historic. So we're bringing some of that Historic spice into Timeless here, and we're going to see if any of this stuff works. Off of the Historic ban list, in this format, we are getting to play Once Upon a Time, a card that was banned pretty much right after it debuted in the first Fairy Tale set, and we are also getting Natural Order, which was off of the bonus sheet ban and was immediately put on the ban list, but now we're finally getting it in Timeless. So the name of the game here is to play out some of our early creature cards, like Deathrite Shaman, Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, and Allosaurus Shepherd. And we are going to try to use these in combination with our Elf producers in Dwynen's Elite and Elvish War Master. As well as our mana producer in Elvish Archdruid. We basically just need to use all those together to get to a critical point where we have enough creatures on the battlefield plus a Natural Order in hand, or I guess a Court of Culling is another thing that we can do. And we just need to get to the point where we can Craterhoof our way to victory. We'll need to have enough untapped creatures in order to convoke or pay the mana cost for Natural Order, and then it'll be GG for opponent. Yeah, so that's more or less the deck here. I think one thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and make sure that Deathrite Shaman has some fodder in the graveyard. So we're going to look for a card that says Pay Life, Search for Land. And we're going to grab one of the newer fetch lands here. We're going to take Windswept Heath and use that to get 4 of our forests. This will be a little bit of fodder for the Deathrite Shaman's first ability to add a mana of any color, so that it can act like a Llanowar Elf, basically. So that is more or less the deck here. Let's get ready for some fun times with Natural Order Elves. Timeless has been going great. I'm enjoying the format, but I'd like to hear what you're playing and what you're enjoying, so definitely let me know in the comments. And please do like the video. It helps me out with the algorithm. And finally, the last ask is, if you're new here, please subscribe. It's nice and easy, and it's given us the fuel to go ahead and play a lot more Historic and Timeless in the future. Well, nothing more to do here. We get to basically play Cavern of Souls here to make all of these things uncounterable. We got a Boseiju, a Garen Brig to get our things out quicker. And that's the deck. Hope you guys enjoy this one. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's hop into round 1 and see what we can do. Alright, it's round 1 here. Natural Order Elves time. We actually get to start with a Natural Order and some Allosaurus Shepherd plus Elvish War Master type beat. This is going to be great. Let's go. So we get to start with a basic forest on our Allosaurus Shepherd. Make sure that all of our green spells cannot be countered. That's even better than having our Cavern of Souls. Alright. Opponent is on some Lurrus deck, which is definitely a little bit scary. But we'll see what we can do against them. A lot of these low-to-the-ground Delver decks are a problem. Looks like they're going to probably fetch for a Thoughtseize or Fatal Push. Seeing a lot of that in this format for sure. Yep, that should be Thoughtseize. Okay. Well, luckily we have our second Elvish War Master, and they might just take Natural Order. That makes sense. So here we can just go for a War Master, I'd say. Next turn it's going to be War Master plus Elvish Mystic. And we'll get to start attacking in here. We go pretty wide pretty quick. And with this Garen Brig, we should be relatively close to an Allosaurus Shepherd activation. They shock in here. What is it for? Bolt takes out War Master. Oh, that makes our next plays a little less great. Oh, this is actually Death's Shadow. That's fun. Okay, so we'll go ahead here and play War Master, and we'll follow this up with a fetch to find a green source. And that will be enough to play our Elvish Mystic, triggering War Master. We won't attack. So We need one more mana in order to produce things with the Garen Brig. And we're going to have to keep our mana up. We're going to have to keep our life total up to work against this Death Shadow here. We do have Natural Order here. We could actually, if we were playing the Atraxa variant, just vomit out an Atraxa, which would be pretty solid. Perhaps in one of the next games I'll drop one of the hoofs for a Atraxa, because in situations like this, that's actually very powerful to do. In this one, though, I'm just going to have to go pass. Here comes Expressive Iteration. Now they go get to do their thing. We have to try to figure out how they plan to kill us with Death's Shadow. Looks like they're going to go for a second Shadow, and that will be the way. If they attack all in at some point, hopefully they'll open up a window where we can sneak in and kill. We'll take 4 here. Not worth trying to kill one of those things. Oh man, it's Natural Order again? Is it just worth getting a 5/5? What am I saying? No, I'm gonna sacrifice this thing, and we're gonna go get an Elvish, Elvish Archdruid. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now we're doing what we want to do. That is 100% the play I was supposed to make last turn, and I just missed that. Alright, we continue to go wide here with War Master and Archdruid. Let's see what they end up doing here. So they have the Thoughtseize to take our second Natural Order. Maybe they'll just take the hoof. That would also be kind of convenient. Natural Order is for sure the move, though. Oh, they actually do take hoof. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that did kind of represent a kill. So again, let's see. Do I do Natural Order? Okay, I got to do a little math here. If I activate War Master, I'm not getting enough damage in. If I go Natural Order, yeah, I can do a Natural Order to set up Archdruid. So I will use Archdruid for mana. Except no, I won't. We go Deathrite Shaman, then we go Archdruid. There we go. Then we'll Natural Order, sacrificing one of our Summoning Sick tokens. And does Crater Hoof kill? I don't believe it does. We'll need to go for second Archdruid to make everything just a little bit bigger. Again, we don't kill, so we'll have to pass. But next turn, Elvish War Master, I believe, does get us there because it gives everything Death Touch. So they're going to have removal here in this hand. Underworld Breach, just to get Bolt, potentially? Yeah, they're just going to bolt my Archdruids, huh? I wish my Deathrite Shaman had just been a little bit less Summoning Sick. Unfortunate. I assume they just surveil straight into the graveyard. Makes sense. And they can cast one more Bolt here. Alright, that is Bolt taking out Archdruid, makes sense. And the question is, do they attack here? Because they're pretty close to lethal themselves. This is lethal if I don't block. Bobble, okay. bobbling me. They are going to know more than what I do here. And is this... Oh, they're actually going in here. Yeah, I'm inclined to just take 6. Alright, so Breach goes away here. DRC is once again not in a good situation, but I do have Deathrite Shaman now, which is solid. They've seen my Once Upon a Time here. I can wait till end step to do that. And I think I'm going to start trying to use my Deathrite Shaman here. We're going to pass. So I can drain for 2, or I can hit them for 2. And then use Once Upon a Time here. Death Shadows are starting to get a little scary. So here's Deathrite Shaman. We'll use this to take out one of their... Oh, instant or sorcery. Did they get rid of all their instants and sorceries? I see. Smart. So we will activate this looking for a creature card. Are there any creature cards? Yes, there are. We're not casting anything from our graveyard, so it does not really matter what I take. We'll go to 11. Okay. They go to 5 here. And now I do need to block 2 creatures. Makes sense. So I have to block here. These are forced blocks. Alright. What does Once Upon a Time find here? Anything interesting? Creature or land card. Boseiju does not do much for me. Dwynen's Elite does kind of go wide enough to block again. Move to my turn. To draw Deathrite Shaman again. We're going to counter the spell. Okay. That means I get Deathrite Shaman now. Okay, we have our 2 blockers now. We get in for 2 here, and unfortunately that is Orcish Bowmasters here to surprise me. Dang. We came so close in this one, but opponent just was able to have that critically large Death Shadow. Well played by them. I know that my Dwynen's Elite will not win me the game, so I'm just going to not block here. I know when I'm beat. That was a pretty slick round 1. I think that we played well when the game went long, and I think our opponent had a very solid game plan with the Death Shadow deck. Pretty fun. I have played Death's Shadow here on the channel if you want to check that out. I believe the video should have gone out prior to this one because I've recorded it earlier. But if it's not out, know that it's coming in the future. Anyway, round 1 is out of the way. Let's hop into round 2. Alright, here we go into round 2. We have double Natural Order and a hand that doesn't play any early elves, so I'm going to ship it back. This one is a lot better, does have the Once Upon a Time, and does have a Natural Order, but is there a creature or anything that I'm feeling like shipping before? And I think it's no, so I'm going to get rid of the Natural Order. We'll play a Forest, and we will cast Once Upon a Time with the alternate casting cost. We can find either second Elvish Warmaster or an Archdruid. I think I like going really wide here, but we go pretty significantly wide already with Dwynen's Elite and Elvish Warmaster, so I'm going to grab the Archdruid. Plus I need a turn 3... or sorry, it's not a turn 3 play. I need a turn 2 accelerated play with Elvish Mystic. So I think they take my Archdruid here. Oh no, they don't. They actually take the Warmaster. That's kind of an interesting one. So I will go ahead and play Windswept Heath here, finding a forest. Here's a forest. And this is an Archdruid. Alright. We've got something going here. Hopefully it does not end with a Fatal Push. I don't care about my graveyard, so this is fine. Is it another hand take card? We're kind of insulated to that. Okay. I'm happy with them going down on card advantage here. Go Archdruid. This lines up for Collected Company next turn. Lily. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're going to sack the Elvish Mystic. And then with a land, I think we have enough to collect the company. Sweet. Yeah, so we're gonna wait till they activate Liliana Plus. Alright, here is Collective Company. Now they will have to discard. And wow, the symmetric discard. When it became not symmetric, they didn't want to be there anymore. Okay, well, kind of a quicker concede than I was hoping for, but a win nonetheless. That's round 2 in the bag. Let's hop right back into round 3. Here we go. Alright, it's round 3 here. Let's go. Really mana dork heavy hand, but that does translate into an Allosaurus Shepherd at the end of the day. Opponent is trying to figure out what they're doing. Lovely sleeves here. Nice and aesthetic. I am just, as always, rocking my 5-color sleeves here. Those are my favorite. Let's hide. There's not really any reason to hide Cavern of Souls, is there? Choose Elf. And let's cast a double encounterable Allosaurus Shepherd. I should have casted Llanowar Elves. That's a strict misplay. Alright, well, we find Natural Order, so that's eventually going to be good. Let's cast another Elf here. We're going 1 and 2. Could have cast 3 things, but unfortunate. Alright. So we can Natural Order into an Archdruid, I guess. Or potentially even one of our 2-drops might not be terrible. I guess it all comes down to what we draw here. Blighted Halfling, okay. Oh, Dwynen's Elite is a good draw. So we'll go 1, 2. And next turn, we're going to activate Allosaurus Shepherd and smash in. For lethal, actually, if they don't play another creature or remove anything here. Still unclear what my opponent's on. This could be the Kethis combo. That is a multicolored deck here. This does span 4 colors, I believe. Everything but black. Who knows what they're on. Alright, opponent is here. This is Nissa, Resurgent Animist. Okay. We'll get 2 activations here on Nissa. I'm going to find an Elf or Elemental. Let's see what it is. Okay, so this is 4-color Omnath. Got it. Okay. I believe we still win with Natural Order here. Sack this. Find a Craterhoof Behemoth. Give me everything +4/+4. And that, I believe, should be lethal. Alright. Well, that's Natural Order combo right there for the win. So we've won now both with Natural Order and kind of just with like normal setting up combat damage. Pretty sweet. We're getting the things checked off the bucket list here. That's round 3 in the bag now. Let's hop into round 4. Alright, here we go. It's the 4th round. No mana acceleration here, but it is a pretty go-wide hand. Opponent does go first here. Not sure I really like that. I could go to 6. I think I do want to go to 6. I'd like something to play on turn 1. This is, again, kind of rickety. I'd like to have a Llanowar Elf here to work off of turn 1 with, but I'm not going to 5, I don't think. Okay. Ooh, possible mirror match. We draw Once Upon a Time here. That's good. This can help us find that Llanowar Elf. Perfect. Love to see it. So we are now equal with our opponent here, just off by 1 turn. Elvish Warmaster, okay. Castle Garenbrig, we'll do that probably. Here is an Elvish Archdruid setting up for a big turn. So we'll be able to play Allosaurus Shepherd and Collected Company. Opponent's also got one of those, makes sense. So the Heath, these are essentially free. Alright, we will pass. If they attack in, this gives me a good opportunity to blow out. With Collected Company, that is. Here's War Master, you got it. Sure. I mean, they are going really wide here. That is a problem for us. Okay. Allosaurus Shepherd. So they have pretty much lethal setup for next turn. Let's go ahead and fetch with the Heath. That'll resolve. Grab our forest here, and then we will Collected Company. What do we get here? Elvish Mystic and Deathrite Shaman. Not amazing. Oh, and to make matters worse, we draw a land. Okay. So we might be in a we are about to die situation here. Except it actually won't be too bad because we do have our own Elvish Archdruid. And they will likely need to tap theirs in order to attack. So that means that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attack. And we have 6 creatures. So we'll take a little bit of damage, but we should be able to trade in a somewhat effective manner. No, but then they also have War Masters. Yeah, bottom line, this isn't super great. No attacks, they go. We can make mana with Deathrite Shaman. We can take out an instant as well, so we can drain them for 2. Alright, what happens here? I'm sure they've done the same math that I have and come to the fact that if they just start attacking in, we'll eventually start leaking damage and they'll kill us. Oh, another Elvish Archdruid is debatably worse. So now they can activate Elvish War Master and get those trades. So I'm going to have to block no matter what they do because of Allosaurus Shepherd. They're reading Deathrite Shaman. It is largely unimportant in this exchange. Maybe the 2 damage a turn can help me get there, but I may be the only one out of the 2 of us playing any sort of non-creature spells. So we'll make 11 mana here. Is this just for Craterhoof? Oh, Defiler of Vigor. What? Okay. This is for spells that it discounts stuff. Okay, I guess they're also going to do this. Can I survive? Well, yeah, I don't think we survive. Plain and simple. So I have to block 2. I can leave 2 creatures to go through, so I have to block 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's basically everything but 1 creature that I get to save. So this is pretty much doesn't really matter. Oops, undo. We will pass. Move to blocks. Go 1, 2, 3. 4. I guess I do want the Archdruid to stick around. And then 1 and 2, and then we leave the rest. I can extend. I can save my Archdruid like this. Okay. Then after blocks, we make sure to activate Allosaurus Shepherd, and that's the best that we can do. We're still too tiny. All right, so we're at 4 here. Nothing can really save us from what is about to happen here, unfortunately. Looks like the play draw ended up being the deciding factor here. I would argue that we kind of had it if we were the one to be attacking in, but kind of what happens with these decks is you run into situations like this. So we're going to go down to about negative 100 here, it feels like. Oh, very close actually, 91. Alright, that's round 4 in the bag. We lost the mirror match, but it was indeed a close game. Let's hop into round 5. We got one more to go here. We'll see you in the next round. Okay, we're out here in the 5th and final round. Opening hand has 2 Once Upon a Times, which are pretty much not useful. We're going to mulligan this one. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, it's a fine slow hand. Eventually I'll get to Natural Order. Collected Company helps me out, and if I can cast Elvish Archdruid, then that feels pretty good. I don't know if I want to keep this hand. I'm going to go to 5. We have Once Upon a Time and a much better starting hand. We're going to keep this 5. I need the 2 lands, sadly, so that means that probably Dwynen's Elite goes away. Well, that doesn't feel very good, does it? Maybe I just get rid of Once Upon a Time. Because, like, this hand is pretty solid. But Once Upon a Time is in here to be cast. So I think I'll get rid of Dwynen's Elite and then try to pick something good with it. Once Upon a Time. Deathrite or Allosaurus Shepherd? I think I want Deathrite. We don't make enough mana for Allosaurus Shepherd to be useful yet. Okay. We grab our forest here. There's a Deathrite. I mean, there's a Llanowar Elf. What am I saying? Opponent on Zeator's Proving Ground. Got it. So we can play and then trigger our War Master. And then we may actually use Once Upon a Time as a fair spell in this match. Good old drain cards being busted. Let's go. War Master getting snuffed out here. And that is okay. Let's take a look and see what we can find with Once Upon a Time. We can actually find another War Master. I'm going to play this because I can eat my graveyard here. Take 1 Windswept Heath here to make mana. Let's make a green. Here's War Master. We'll trigger it next turn with the other Deathrite, and we do get to get in for 1 here. It is Teferi, Mr. Time Raveler. Putting back my War Master. We actually draw another War Master here. And I'm going to go in for 1 here. And the question is, do I have another land in the graveyard? I do not. It's just me. Do they have one? They do not, so I might as well attack with the Deathrite Shaman. We'll go in to face. So that means that we are getting War Master anyway, and we are getting Deathrite Shaman and triggering War Master. Based on the way that they played that, I imagine this is going to be a board wipe of some kind here. Could be Supreme Verdict. Oh, it's not. Okay, maybe it's Supreme Verdict. We'll see. It has to be a board wipe. They're screwed if they don't. Well, not screwed, but it's a 2-turn clock if they don't. That seems like a Supreme Verdict. Okay, Divine Purge is technically not worse. Okay, so what actually is worse, though, is that we don't have any mana or anything. Okay, so I play War Master now. That's at least an attacker. Now we're kind of feeling the pain of having thinned our deck by 2 lands with the Windswept Heaths. Wooden Foothills. Oko, that's fine. I mean, that honestly makes our stuff bigger. So I guess they're going to just be trying to make... Oh. Really not what I expected at all. Okay, so we can do another War Master, or we can go for Once Upon a Time. I mean, they just gave me a 3/3, so it's like, that kind of feels good. We'll use that to start to bully Oko. And I actually do need to commit... Oh my god, why? Not how I meant to do this. Alright, so I guess because we passed through the turn, it's going to be Once Upon a Time on their end step, looking for a Llanowar Elf or something. And then depending on how we draw the following turn, that'll influence how we play that turn. Oko's going to make a food. Oko getting up to Oko things. This is going to be tough. I should have played that War Master. That actually would have given me a kill on Oko this turn. Or the following turn, yeah. Okay, that might cost me. Oko's going to be a hard pill to swallow here. Especially with not enough mana. Okay, so before my turn, it's going to be Once Upon a Time. Fair casting. I think that we do want the land. I'm going to just take a forest because we really would like to draw more lands. There's a Natural Order. It's going to be Llanowar Elves here. Will they counter my Llanowar Elves? No, they're going to Assassin's Trophy my War Master. I will take that action and find a basic forest. And so we're going to have 5 mana next turn. That means either or probably Deathrite and War Master, actually. They dash Ragavan. Okay. Nice, it was just a land. So we just got to get to a point where Natural Order can kill and not get countered. Okay, so yeah, now we just get to a point where it's just building our army. They're going to make a considerable army of 3/3s, and we may get close to death. Oh, we have... Okay, wait, this is not terrible. So I can go Archdruid, or War Master into Archdruid. Is their last unknown card a counterspell? Let's see. It's not. Sweet. Alright, so we do get to get bigger here. They cycle. And maybe they don't have it here. I think I can... Yeah, I can kill next turn if this Natural Order resolves. I do not have the protection of a Allosaurus Shepherd on the battlefield, however. That's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. And is this a setup turn? This is Ragavan as a blocker. I like the way this is going. They're committing to the board. Exile the top 2. They play Minskinboo in this deck. Minsk can take out a creature. They shock. For Esper Sentinel. Okay. And it is going to be Minskinboo. Did they sacrifice?
Another thrilling adventure. We will stomp out evil.
They're gonna make Minsk bigger. Okay.
We are tough.
So, am I supposed to wait another turn here? I can go War Master plus Mystic, make a bunch of creatures, and then go over the top next turn. Yeah. Alright. We've gone sufficiently big.
Evil never wins because it's too tiny.
Alright, so is that going face or killing something? Probably one of my War Masters? Okay, they take the Archdruid, that's not doing anything. Okay. That was basically just a 1/1, as far as I'm concerned. We have a pretty good shot here at Natural Order. Unless they found a way to wipe the board. I mean, they've just seen 4 cards. Karn the Great Creator. Oh, what does Karn find? Oh, God.
My purpose is greater than myself.
Liquid Metal Coating? Oh, the One Ring. How smart. Okay. Can they loop the One Ring from this situation, I wonder? And they might be able to get another one, I guess. There's the One Ring. Okay. If I draw a land, I will be able to activate Elder Shoremaster. Which will give me some good trades. So the Minsk that's coming down is not super big of a worry. The Oko, it doesn't matter if they elk any of my stuff. And then the Karn doesn't really matter, so I just have to wait a turn for One Ring and hope that they don't draw into board wipe. Hope's still alive here. I'm not feeling like I've lost just yet. So we draw one of our two hoofs. I guess I'll play two Deathrite Shamans here. Yeah, hoof doesn't matter. Yep, so let's just play out these two cards. We have the potential to start hitting for 4 a turn, which is cool. We're going super wide. They probably play a total of 8 board wipes, so it's Divine Purge. Well, it's at least the 4 copies of Divine Purge, so 3 left, or they have additional Supreme Verdicts. So it's anywhere between 3 to 7 board wipes we have to worry about. I think the odds are pretty likely that they have it. But, you know, in the rare case that they don't, we might be okay. Like, if they have it, they just very quickly nuke me back to nothing, and then Minsk and Boo quickly kills me. So, my guess is that they don't have it, based on the way that they're playing. Oh, God. They just have Wish for a Wish for it, okay. So I think now we're probably dead. I'm sure they have a board wipe in their sideboard. Oh, Tainted Pact. Alright, what are we finding? What are we doing here? Okay, so they do play Day of Judgment. And they didn't pick the Day of Judgment because they can't cast it. So are they just... Is this a real Thassa's Oracle deck? I'm so interested now. So wait, no, we see 2 One Rings. So this is a Tainted Pact for value, maybe. Or maybe they just happen to play 2 One Rings. Windswept Heath. Bobble. Oh, there's a Thassa's Oracle. And they stop with nothing in their deck, so they must have picked a Thassa's Oracle out of the sideboard. How interesting. Wow. Well, what a way to end the game there. That was pretty interesting. I am a little bit interested in how they built this deck, because I do see a second copy of the One Ring in their... So there's 2 copies of the One Ring. There are at least 2 copies of Thassa's Oracle. I think it's just 2. Really interesting deck here. Wonder if there is something worth building in the Thassa's Oracle space. Well, maybe I'll take a look at that in the future. If you guys have any deck lists using Thassa's Oracle, I am really interested in seeing them. I know how powerful it can be in a singleton format like Commander and CEDH, so you know, if there's a way that it can work here, I am all in on trying to play it. That being said, that brings us to the end of the deck tech here. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was a lot of fun for me to play. I'm a huge fan of Elves and Elfball in general, and Natural Order brings a whole different angle to this build. Natural Order, the fetch lands, Deathrite Shaman, and our good friend Cavern of Souls have just been making the tribal decks a lot of fun to revisit. So expect to see some things like goblins and shamans coming back here in the near future. But with that being said, that brings us to the end of today. Hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like the video and comment whatever you're feeling about the format or deck in general. And I will see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see ya.